Hey, can you see it? I can see it. I can see that hidden world. You know, there's a world that exists independently of this world. And it's right with us, entangled with this world. Not only I can see this world, but I live in this world. I'm always in this world. It's a world that is truly amazing. It's a world beyond what anybody could have imagined. You remember those textbooks in school you read about, how nature works, how reality works, that everything is structural and linear, your world is under structure? They got it all wrong. It's all wrong. All of it. Everything that you've learned, you have to unlearn. That's what we're going to talk about. The power of the 7-7 and the 8-8. I call those the heavy hitters. But of course, you have an idea now what this world is. This is the world of synchronicity. People call it meaning coincidences, superstitions, all of that stuff they call it. But it is truly a different world. And it's the true nature of reality. Actually, this world is a superstition world. Because from that world creates this world. So this world is like the fake world. This is the illusionary world. That world is the real world, so to speak. Let me drive it home for you. So everybody knows, like the movies. When they make a movie, they have a set. They put the movie on a set. So behind the scenes is what we call the real stuff. And the movie is like what's called the fake stuff. It's like a pretend. They're making a movie. That's how this world works. This world of synchronicities. It's basically behind the scenes. So the synchronicities are the real stuff, and the movie set is the fake stuff. So this world is actually kind of fake. And let me show you something. And how did I discover this? And the power. These synchronicities, they have all type of meaning. Some of you that have been following you for years, you've probably seen the zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. While all of them is very powerful in their own way, I want to focus on the 7s and the 8s. Because the 7s and the 8s, they always mirror and follow each other. So if you're seeing the 7s or the 8s, you mean miracles are on the way for you. And some financial abundance is there. So they're packaged like this. So that means in the next coming weeks, 2022, get ready for some abundance. But before I go in there, let me show you how I discovered this stuff and how it came to be. So let me tell you a story. So before, I wasn't aware of this world because I was in that linear world. So it only started when I started to discover my gifts. I started to get on my journey, my spiritual awakening, and I decided I wanted to win the lottery, to buy a certain car, and then everything just started from there. And when I started to manifest my goals, these numbers, that's when they'll start to appear to me. I was like, what's going on? Why are these numbers popping up here? And then they would follow me and follow me and follow me. And right before I won, and this happens every time now, because each time I won the lottery, it would be the same play. So it's kind of like it was etched in, and I was entangled with it. But I remember the first time, it was the 7s. And it would just follow me all along. And then after the 7s, it was the 8s. And after the 8s, then I had my big manifestation. And it would go like that all the time. The 7s and the 8s. And then a big manifestation would occur. And of course, I'd have the other numbers, the 4s, the 5s, and they have different meanings. But we're focusing on the 7 and the 8s here. So what is happening? Well, what happened is I realized that what school taught me and what I saw about how reality works was all wrong, man. That's not how it worked. We live in a world of possibilities, of endless things that can happen. There is no linear stuff to all this. Everything is like simultaneous. And what these numbers do, they represent a vibration. They represent some alignment that you're about to manifest. They're coming from a higher state of consciousness. These numbers, the meanings of these numbers, and why they are, when you see 7s, it means miracles. And why you see 8, it means abundance. That's because as a collective consciousness, we created that. If you look around, and anything you see with 777, what does it always have to do with? Abundance, like luck. You see casino, 77. Lotteries is 77. All these things, 77 means good luck, good to good. And then the 8, now the 8 is an infinite loop. Infinite, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, abundance. So as a collective subconscious, we started this many, many years ago. And the thing about this world, though, is this, guys, is that it chooses you. So not everyone is ready to get into this world. But when you're ready, it will appear to you because you've been chosen, you've been ready. So many of you, just like me and a whole bunch of other people, have been wondering, like, what's going on? Why am I being followed? What does this happen? So here's your answer. So if you're seeing the 7s and then you're seeing the 8s, get ready. It means your breakthrough is imminent. Your big break is coming. The abundance, that thing that you've been thinking and working on, it's now ready to become into your physical world. They are just these incredible signs to show you that what's possible for you is coming. And then the thing I learned about this world too is that it always gives you a preview. You know, who said it? Someone says, you know, synchronicities are meaningful coincidences are the universe way of saying coming attractions. So I don't know who said that, but it was that was very profound. And it's really true because these signs are here to guide you. They're interwoven into this stuff, into this world. And if you can tap into it, and if you can see this stuff and take notice of it, you're one up on everybody else. Now, think about what I've been saying to you. When they start to show up, get ready, big things are happening for you. When you see 7s, you have to know that, okay, miracles are on the way. And when you see the 8s, abundance. That's the power they carry. The power they carry is the ability to raise your vibration. When you see the 7s and you acknowledge them, they actually raise your vibration. When you see the 8s and you acknowledge them, they actually raise your vibration. You want your vibration to be raised at all times. Your vibration has to be high in order to get the stuff you want. Your vibration has to be low to get the stuff you don't want. When you're in a low vibration, that's when you manifest the stuff you don't want. When you're in a high vibration, that's when you manifest the stuff you do want. The good stuff, the abundance, the whatever it is, the money, all that stuff comes to you because you're in a high vibration. And this is what these numbers do. So that's why I say the power of the 7s and the 8s, they are so powerful because they tell the subconscious mind and they tell you that something good is getting ready to happen for you. So when you see these numbers, is there anything I can do with these when I see these numbers to just activate it? No, you don't need to do anything. All you have to do is to acknowledge them. When you see them, just expect, oh, I'm seeing the 7s all along, man. All these 7s are just following me. Man, I expect good things are on the way for me. Miracles are on the way for me. Oh, I'm seeing the 8s. Now my break is coming. And it raises your vibration. Because you see, we're all entangled with this world. This numbers or mathematical world or this, no, we don't even know what to call it. Some people don't even know what to call it. You know, it's this world. It's there. And like I said, I've been living in it. I've been experiencing it. You know, ever since I discovered this and I started to keen in on it, I just became more interwoven. It would just help me along the way. I would know when to act, when not to act. But the 7s and the 8s are so instrumental because what they do, they carry such powerful energy, right? That it taps into your energy and then it raises your, like I said, your vibration. And that's what you want to do. You want to be on that path when you see those 7s and 8s. Now, the other numbers, they're very powerful too. 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, but in their own unique way, they'll give you messages and the codes. But the interesting thing about the power of the 7 and the 8s is that the 7 will always complement the 8. The other numbers don't work like that. Sometimes you'll see the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, but sometimes they'll go to the 4, and the 4 will skip to 5 or go to 6. Or you may see the 3, and the 3 may skip to 4 and go to 5. But the 7 and 8, they come together as a pair. Think about that. So that's quite interesting about that. Because, you know, for example, the 4 means you're right where you're supposed to be. Everything is on point. The 5 could mean a good change coming. But you never see like the 4s and the 5s. Maybe sometimes you'll get them like that. But you will this is always how it's going to work. If you see the 7s, you're going to see the 8s. Because they are one and the same. Because the 7s are saying that the 7s are the setup. The 8 is the manifestation. So when you see the 7, 7 is telling you, hey, the energy's clear. The big stuff you've been thinking about, the big stuff that you want, it's just 7 is telling you, okay, start to focus, man, or start to focus now, because the thing that you want, that you've been thinking about, it's going to happen for you. Now this applies, guys. This applies to you that have been awakened or aware. So if you're someone right now that's watching this video, it's coming on your feed, it was meant for you to see it, because it's a message to tell you that whatever you've been, when you've seen the 7s, it's telling you, okay, the stuff that you've been thinking, the goal you want, it's getting ready. Now that's going to come up with the 8. Now you see the 8, the goal is done. It's abundance. All you have to do now is like sit back and wait for the inspired action, and then you go claim it, or it comes into your world. So that's the awesome power of the 7s and the 8s. And all you want to do is acknowledge them, because the power is, and I want to stress this because, you know, I said the power of the 7. Here's the power of the 7s and the 8. They raise your vibration a lot higher than all the other numbers. It raises it more than the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 9s, the 0s. The 7s and the 8 will always raise your vibration way, way higher. Well, why is that? Because the 7s are tied to an emotional feeling. The 8s are tied to an emotional feeling. The 7s are tied to a goal breakthrough, something you want, which is going to make you a lot happier. So you're going to put more emotions. The 8s, that's easy. It's all about money, abundance. People love money. People love abundance. People want to be happy. So that's going to create a higher emotions. So it's not saying that all the other numbers are, you know, not bad or not good, but they're all good in their unique way. But I want you to just point you to show you something, how things work, that there are levels to this, and the 7s or the 8s are the most powerful vibrational carrying numbers, because we, the collective subconscious, we implemented on it, because people always want breakthroughs. People always want success. Now, let me go back to one thing I want to point on now, is how this world works. Now, the thing about this is, it's always been this way. And a lot of us, the reason why we can't tap into this world is because of how we were conditioned, how we were taught. You know, those textbooks I mentioned earlier about Newtonian physics, you know, the world and all that stuff that you learned, I learned it too. But you know what? When I discovered my spiritual journey and I started doing this, I realized that, man, all that stuff was fake, man. What they were teaching me was wrong. I mean, now I know that the universe is far more complex and far more trippy than I could ever imagine. And I suspect this is just the beginning. I suspect that there's probably more stuff that I haven't even discovered yet. And that's the beauty about all of this, that there's so much entangled and so much interwoven stuff to come in. And here's the biggest part about this stuff too. It's like, it's really tied to my expectation and my belief. So when I start to believe these things and I start to expect them, that's when they will start to pop up. You know, some people may not believe this, some people may not expect this. But you know what? These numbers will still follow people who don't believe it or see it. But because you don't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. Once they tune in, they'll see it. See how powerful that is? So if you're someone out there and you forget numbers following you, whatever, acknowledge them. They raise your vibration. But if you're someone out there and you're seeing the 7s and the 8s, tune in, because now your breakthrough is coming. There you go.